Thanks to the support as a channel member, Length. And thank you all for the incredible support on this series so far. If you follow me on Twitter, which you should, if you follow me on Twitter, you'd have seen me post about this a couple of times already. The support and the response to this series has been like nothing else I've ever seen before on YouTube. It even surpasses what we normally get in the beta and during the launch period. And for Non-League to Legend, my big series that I do every year, we've picked up a lot of new subscribers. If you're new, welcome. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're ready for FM22 and you'll be joining us for that as well. We've picked up loads more views, loads more watch time. It really has been fantastic. And a large part of it, look, I'm not silly. I know a lot of it is the fact that it is an interesting save. We've got there first on a very interesting save, which is big. But what is also massive is how you've supported the series with your likes, with your comments for the algorithm, just the interactions with the video, sharing it around on social media. It is a massive, massive difference maker. I know I always go on about it, and here it is in action. It works, boys and girls. So really appreciate the support so far. Please, let's have that continue because, oh, it feels good. Now let's go and beat Manchester City and get through to the Champions League final. Hello, welcome to part 7 of Rebuilding Barcelona. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of our Champions League semi-final against Manchester City. Since you were last with me, not a lot has happened really. We lost to Real Madrid in the league. They celebrated and were talking about how great they were in the media afterwards. Meanwhile, we got presented with the trophy on their pitch, which it just made me chuckle. We then picked up a comfortable victory over Granada. The league is already won, though. We already know that from last episode. This is really all about the Champions League here on in and planning for next season. On the subject of planning for next season, we have confirmed the permanent signing of Yusuf Demir. He becomes a permanent Barcelona player on the 1st of July. He has been slowly but surely breaking into the team just lately, and with his 5-star potential, I don't think we're going to pick up another player with that much upside for that kind of price this summer. So definitely got him in. We're obviously preparing for life without Sergi Roberto. There's going to be other contracts expiring the season after, so we're going to have to start thinking in terms of, right, which of these 2023 contract expiries are we looking to continue? It's a lot of the younger players, but most significantly, Sergio Busquets, who's on £275,000 a week. Now, in my mind, although the club are starting to give us a little bit more money again, as we saw with the new budgets that we were given in the last episode, I'm still very conscious of this. And as far as I'm concerned, we don't pay anyone more than £200,000 a week. It doesn't matter who they are, especially if they're going to be 35 years old by the time their contract expires. So Busquets is either going to agree a contract extension on much less money this summer, or he's going on the transfer list this summer, and we'll try and get some money for him while there's still some money to be had. And then we've got similar decisions to make for the likes of Aguero, Piqué, Jordi Alba, who are all in their 30s. We need to get rid of these older players on big money and freshen up the squad with younger talent. But that is an expensive thing to do. Obviously, the younger players do tend to be pretty expensive. I mean, I hear this guy's quite good. Erling Haaland. The only problem is, I mean, we might just be able to get him at the bottom end of our transfer budget. The only problem is if we do, firstly, he's likely to want more money than we're going to want to give. And secondly, he'll be the only player we can sign all summer. And we've already got Sergio Aguero. Now, I know Aguero's 33 years old, but we don't need Haaland as much as we need players in other positions. And we need numbers of players. We saw in the last episode, in the quarterfinal of the Champions League against Chelsea, one of the biggest struggles we've got now is squad depth, in so much as we don't really have any. We need to be able to bring in 3 or 4 players minimum this summer, which on a budget of 56 million, with not a massive number of sales outgoing, certainly not anyone of massive value, unless we let someone like Ansu Fati or Pedri go, who might fetch significant money. I mean, if we sort this by value, I mean, De Jong, we don't really want De Jong to go. Then I guess if Liverpool come in and offer 100 million, maybe we have to let De Jong go. There's decisions coming. I'm not sure what the right one is to make for a lot of these situations. Longley as well, 100 grand a week. no longer playing regularly, he probably moves on this summer and we go with PK and Sula. Or do we? Do we go with Longley and Sula and get rid of PK, who's 35 years old? Like I say, decisions. But for now, the focus is on Manchester City. We're trying to get to the Champions League final. I think it is going to be a stretch. We are down to the bare bones. We've got injured players or an injured player on the bench because we just don't have enough players. Pedri got fit again and then got injured again immediately. So Pedri's now out with pulled knee ligaments and is going to miss both legs of this. Fatty's still injured. Demir is still not fit. Icardi's still not fit. We are struggling. And if we need a game-changing player to come off the bench, I'm not sure he's there, to be honest. Try to manage expectations here. Let's not be expecting a Champions League final. So we're going with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Alba, Sula, Piqué and Roberto. De Jong and So in midfield. Depay, Ricky the Pig and Corona as the attacking midfield three behind Sergio Aguero, who continues to play so much better than I ever anticipated that he'd be able to. Playing like a 23-year-old, never mind a 33-year-old. And it's just a question with Aguero of, I didn't know if he'd make it through this season. He has. Does he have one more year in him playing at the kind of level that he's playing at? There's talk of him being in the mix for Ballon d'Or and, we've already conceded a goal. The first highlight of the game and Manchester City are ahead through a set piece. Ruben Diaz. This is supposed to be an area of strength for us. We've done a lot of work on set piece stuff. And we've got two very big lads. And one of them's there, PK and De Jong. Why that's not PK and Sula, I'm not entirely sure. But it's not ideal to be beaten by a set piece when we've got two really big centre-backs in there to try and stop that from happening. De Jong with the cross, though. If we can grab an away goal here, we turn everything immediately on its head again. The other thing, of course, the other piece of interest in this game is Ousmane Dembele had been arguably our best player for the first half of the season, did leave us to go to Manchester City in January, and they're not playing him, which is heartbreaking because we would love to have him in the team today, but it's not to be. And that is another position we need to be looking to strengthen in the summer because, of course, Corona, who came in as a short-term replacement for Dembele, joins Leicester in the summer. So we are going to be down to just Memphis and Fatty as wide options. Demir, really, I'm looking at him for the Coutinho role, and the more Pedri gets injured, the less I'm likely to end up relying on Pedri, I think. Ironic that Pedri can't get fit enough to play 2 consecutive games for us, whereas in real life, he played like a gazillion and 10 matches in a 12-month period for Barcelona and Spain. And yeah, I mean, he's played maybe 12 games in his career in this save because we just can't get him fit for long enough to get him in the team. Right, Alba playing it down the line for Memphis. Memphis is in behind here. Let's see that pace. Let's skin that fullback. He does. This is great work from Memphis. And unfortunately couldn't get it all the way through to Aguero, who, of course, would probably love a goal against Manchester City. Does he celebrate, though, if he scores? That's your big question. Memphis now destroying his fullback again and then doing a Mr. Fancy Pants cross. Plays it all the way back to Alba and now Roberto, and the move ends. Despite some good attacking moments there, we've still not actually had a shot in today's match, and Manchester City, again, with the highlight with Foden and Grealish combining to release Cancelo down this right-hand side. This is a dangerous situation. Phil Foden has missed a big chance. There's a couple of times already where City have had good chances that they've just kind of twisted around the wrong side of the post at that far post, but I don't think they're going to keep missing for very long. And we need a goal. We need to get ourselves back in the game. An away goal. If we can come away from this at 1-1, I think that would be a fantastic piece of business. As it is, 1-0 at half-time, it isn't a disaster. If we can keep this tight and bring them back to our place, then we've always got a possibility. I think we've always got to back ourselves in our home matches. And with only 1 goal to overturn, I'd be feeling okay. I don't know about feeling good. Foden's just burst clear, but Ter Stegen is equal to the shot. And once again, we get away with it. Ter Stegen, luckily, having a pretty good game today, and managing to keep the Manchester City players at bay. Ricky the Pig, I thought he'd given away a penalty there, but referee has none of it. And the cross comes in. And once again, quite wasteful for Manchester City as their header goes over the crossbar. Memphis Depay, despite us watching him seemingly play quite well early on in this match, looks like he's having a bit of a shocker, as is Jabril Sow, who's also picked up an injury, so he's going to have to come off. Busquets is going to come on in the midfield to play alongside De Jong, and I think we're going to get Depay off as well. This is the problem we've got. We don't really have anyone to come on unless we do a triple change and go to the 4-3-1-2 again like we did recently. But can Corona even play him? But not really. So we've got one guy who wants to stay wide, who's fine fitness-wise. The two guys you could play in the middle are both shattered and would like to come off. We're going to have to do something lopsided, I think, which again is not ideal. Right, we're going to bring on Dest for Depay. We've done this a few times. You've seen me do this a few times. Dest will go at left back. Alba's going to go forward onto the left wing. We're going to leave it there for now. And I'm looking at, that's exactly who I'm, no, in fact, it's the other De Jong I'm looking at. I'm looking at Luke De Jong as our plan B for the final 10 minutes to just throw him on up alongside Aguero and just see. We did this against Atletico Madrid in the league earlier on in the season, and he won us a penalty and then scored a goal to turn a 0-0 into a 2-1 in the final 10 minutes. After all the stick I gave Luke De Jong at the start of this series, if he comes up with a goal for us now, it's going to make me look like a silly goose, isn't it? But I'm willing to take it. I'll take being a silly goose if we can find a route back into this game. It looks like we're keeping it tight at 1-0, and it is all to play for going into the second leg, which we'll just move straight on to now because we've won the league. I'll do that one off camera. Folks, I just want to take a moment to thank today's episode sponsor, Skillshare. Now, as I'm sure you know, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. You can explore new skills, deepen your existing passions, and get lost in creativity. They've got classes in all sorts of topics, from illustration and graphic design, through marketing, freelancing, entrepreneurship, even a little bit of web development if it tickles your fancy. Now, as some of you will know, since Anna left her job earlier in the year, we've been looking for business opportunities, and it's got me back into the entrepreneurial mindset that I was in before I started this business. Got to sharpen up the skills. What's the best way to sharpen up the skills? Skillshare, of course. I'm currently doing this course, Entrepreneurship Hustle, from business plan to real success, from Michael Chernow, co-founder of the Meatball Shop. I mean, if that doesn't sell it to you, the man founded the Meatball Shop, for goodness sake, and I'm just hoping it's going to sharpen some of those entrepreneurial skills to help us come up with the idea that is going to be our next business adventure. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, which means there's no ads, and they're adding new classes to the platform all the time. And even more exciting than that, they're currently offering a special offer where if you sign up using the link at the top of the description before the end of this month, you'll get an entire month of Skillshare Premium as a free trial. There's literally never been a better time to try them out. Now, we've been working with Skillshare on the channel for over a year now. They have been a fantastic partner of ours. They've supported us greatly. I'd really appreciate you showing that support straight back. And ultimately, they've also helped me learn a lot of the skills that I've used to improve the quality of the content over the last couple of years as well. So they're a great company. Go give them a try. The link is at the top of the description. Like I say, I'll really appreciate you clicking it, and you'll really benefit from doing it too. And at the moment, it's free. So fill your boots. Well, we just played a completely rotated team in the league and lost pretty comfortably 2-0 with a bunch of, like this guy, I wasn't even sure who he was until I went and found him playing for Barcelona B. He's had quite a good season for the B team. Wasn't so hot in La Liga. Probably that's his one and only appearance for us. I'm a little bit concerned. We're now going into the second leg of this semi-final off the back of 1 win in 6 games. 4 of those are defeats. It's not the best form we could be taking into such a big match. I am less hopeful now than I was before. We are in the final 3 in the Champions League, though, so at the very least a bronze medal with this tiny squad. Liverpool have made it through to the final, beating Atletico Madrid, and it's now on us to prevent an all-English final. This is the team. It's actually, as 11s go, about as strong as we can get. Looking for it, we can get rid of all these B team and youth team players now. Looking at the players who were injured, who might be involved, there's only really Sergio Roberto, of course, is leaving, so we don't want to be relying on him. And Pedri, who, if we're talking in terms of not relying on players who are leaving, Pedri next season for sure would be in ahead of Corona, and we'd probably go Depay, Pedri, Fati as the front three, working like that. But this is the team. Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Alba, Sula, Piqué and Dest, De Jong and Busquets in midfield, Fati, Depay and Corona behind Aguero up front. We need a big performance from that front four. We need goals today. 11 changes from our last match is absurd. Sergio Aguero needs to break some Manchester City hearts here and put in a performance that matches up to how good he's been all season long. I really hope we're not watching his ability nosedive in front of our eyes. That would be very troubling. But he's not exactly as free scoring as he was earlier in the year. But then, to be fair, he's not got Coutinho and Dembele setting him up for him as he had earlier in the year. Both huge creative forces. They're probably still our two highest assist makers of the year, and they've been gone since January. So I can kind of understand why Aguero's goals have slowed down a little bit and why he looked so very good in the first part of the season. We need to replace those creative players for next season. Aguero was in there, but couldn't get the ball past Edison in goal for Manchester City. But it was a good first effort. A corner here. It's going to be an in-swinger to our big boys at the near post, but Piqué with the header can't keep it down. A goal there would have set this match up perfectly, because we've started very brightly. Manchester City not yet had a shot. It's a mirror image of the game from Manchester in the first leg. The thing that we haven't done that they did, though, is grab a goal during our period of dominance. We need a goal before half-time in this game, and it might come from this corner. Jordi Alba with the in-swinger. It's Sula this time. Oh, both of them have had headers inside the 6-yard box that you would bank on them scoring, and neither of them have been able to keep their headers down. And we are hitting the final moments of this first half. City have got a free kick. If De Bruyne puts this in, we're done. I think we're done, because we have utterly dominated that first half. We have had chances. There's the one that fell to Aguero. There's the two from the corners, which has been such a key part of our play this year. City hadn't had a shot until that free kick, and frustratingly, it is straight at Ter Stegen. Well, we've done everything you could have hoped for us to do in that first half. We've played very well. City have just turned up with their world-class player and grabbed a goal for a moment of brilliance. And I think that is where we're really going to start seeing a difference between us and some of these rival teams in the next few years, because we're not likely to have a De Bruyne or a Messi or that or a Coutinho even for some time. And I don't know, do we have that genius to step up and just grab us a goal out of nowhere the way we've just seen? We need 3 goals in the last 20 minutes of this game because of that away goal. I think the Champions League dream is over for this season. And as we've speculated over the course of the season so far, if it ends for this season, that could be it for the series as far as Champions League wins go, because I just don't see how next season's team is going to have as much of a chance as this season's team, because it's not likely to be as good a team. Right, Ansu Fati can't stay on for this entire match. Or can he? I was told to only do 75 minutes. I want to get Icardi and So onto the pitch. I'm looking at who we take off to get them on. The 2 wide players have not played well. I think we do take them both off. We're going to stick Icardi up with Aguero. Like that. We're going to leave Memphis there. We're going to stick Busquets in the middle of these two. We're going to have him playing as a box-to-box. We're going to have him playing as... In fact, you know what? We're going to make them both attacking Mazzala's. We've got to go for it a little bit. And we're going to go attacking... Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Probably that. We should have done that all along. Yeah, we don't want to be particularly wide. And we're going to focus play through the middle. We're not going to underlap. We need to just start taking shots and scoring goals, I think. Let's be creative. Let's be a little bit more direct. I mean, we've just got to get the ball forward at this point. We're going to demand more. We need 3 goals. Maybe we stick Memphis up front and make it a flat front 3 rather than having Memphis in behind, because he's not been particularly effective there ever since he had to take over in that role when Coutinho left. We are going to do that now. We're going to put him up straight up front with these 2. Get up there. So we're going to have Aguero in the middle. You know what? Yeah, we are going to do that. They're all playing very attacking roles. Probably not ideal, but then they're all very attacking players. We're throwing everything at them. Let's go very attacking. Let's go very attacking. There we go. Let's demand more again. This is so frustrating to look at because we've played well. That De Bruyne free kick just killed us, though. Where do we find a genius for like £15 million? That really stings. That one really hurts. I would have loved to have kept him. I mean, we've thrown so many men forward, but Ousmane Dembele, the second for Manchester City. Our Champions League run is over. We've done very well to get to the semi-final with the team that we've got. Now Sula can get on the end of a header. It's too little, too late. If he celebrated there, I'm going to sack him. He hasn't. There's just nothing to celebrate. Oh, dear. Ricky the Pig is coming on in midfield because we might as well. I mean, if we've got to score 3 more times. We've got 4 minutes of time added on. If we score twice here, I'll get excited again, but I don't think we're going to. Dest, no, he's just giving the ball away. City on the break again, and they're just going to score again. I think, look at the space Dembele's in on that side. Luckily, this time Alba is alert to it. Aguero has dropped deep. He's not had a very nice time across these 2 legs, has he? He's done well here. So playing into Memphis, but once again, Ederson has, I mean, ironically, one of the big differences between the 2 teams, I don't know why it's ironic, but Ter Stegen, I would put down as one of the better goalkeepers you would want to have in goal. But Ederson has just been level above Ter Stegen today. Ter Stegen's conceded 2 goals you wouldn't expect him to concede. And Ederson has denied a number of very good chances. Wow. No Champions League for us this year. Finances, very slowly improving. At least we won the league. That's a positive. We won the league. And now in tomorrow's episode, we've got to figure out how to continue rebuilding Barcelona with a summer of transfers. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.